Hello everyone, welcome to our
Hi.
video. So today we'll talk about the golden question everyone's been asking.
Is the Maiden Voyage worth the premium?
Or should we take the 3-night or the 4-night cruising for something that's like more for future planning, right?
Exactly.
In this video, we'll cover a bit of the experiences. So we'll talk about how we have been on the two cruises, how the rides, attractions, the differences there are, how is the crowd level, how the ship feels, how's the community feeling, how does it feel the different community, right? Then whether the entertainment, there are any differences, whether the rotation dining, what's the difference between the 3-night and the 4-night?
four-night
Yes.
sailing.
And then whether the exclusivity, like the exclusive gifts and the shop items that we buy and get, is it really worth the premium? Okay, so maybe let's start off with some facts on this first. So the Maiden one was actually a 3-night cruise. So that's a weekday thing.
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
Then the 4-night one is actually a weekend. It was actually on the first sailing of their 4-night. So I think things are not really settled in as well. So I guess it's a same kind of a situation whereby on the Maiden cruise they haven't really settled in the 3-night schedule, and the 4th-night cruise they haven't really settled
on
in.
their 4-night schedule yet. Yeah.
So the first Maiden sailing is around 3,800 guests, right?
Yeah, I think it's still a good gauge, like a small number enough to gauge how the staff will actually work out whether it be dining rotations or how they manage queues. And then the second sailing was about 5,400 guests,
Yeah, around there.
thereabouts. So it's actually, I would say, a huge increase in terms of number of guests, and we could feel the difference.
Yeah, I mean that honestly, between the first Maiden cruise and the cruise that we got on later on the 4-night one, there are actually two different 3-night cruises in between. So I think the staff got kind of used to it. They're more slower ramp up of the guests. So I think the guest count actually increased bit by bit until actually to the 4-night one it was around 5,000 over. Yeah, so I think there's some time for them actually to really settle in to the schedule itself.
To get to know how things are run in general, right?
Yeah, correct. I think the thing is that it's a different crowd, I think, honestly, between the Maiden cruise and the non-Maiden cruise,
It
right?
is so different. I would say in terms of the energy that you can feel, not just from the guests, but from the staff itself. On the Maiden cruise, when we were just boarding, or even at the cruise center, everyone was like, hello, they were wearing the Mickey hands and all that, and the energy was just amazing. And when we got on the ship, all the staff there, obviously this ship has been delayed for the past 3 months. It was supposed to be sailing on December 15, but then we only managed to set sail on March the 10th, right? So all the staff were waiting for guests to get on board the ship. And for us as well, Maiden Voyage actually comprised of a lot more non-first time cruisers. Would you say so?
No, I wouldn't say so. I don't know. It's more. I'll put it that way, that there's more international guests than the later cruises rather than non-first time cruisers. Because first time cruisers and non-first time cruisers, if they are still from the same region, they may not have that same kind of atmosphere. Like when they bring in the experience they have from Maiden cruise from elsewhere.
Not wrong, but I think one thing I noticed was that there were a lot of regular or seasoned cruisers, more of them on the Maiden versus the 4-night cruise that we did, right? Although it's still during the inaugural season and still very early on, but the really huge Disney Cruise Line fans, they really want to get on the Maiden Voyage, and there are a lot more I would say people filming. So these people are probably influencers of some kind, and the huge Disney fan energy was there.
I think there's also a difference between that cruise and this 19 one, because the 4-night one actually was not cancelled. Right, so you have the usual people who actually were planning to go on a cruise at that date. They are not affected at all, so they'll be on board anyway. But the 3-night one is the one where it was affected. So everyone on that sailing actually was kind of newly rebooked in.
Yeah.
Right, so actually there are people who actually booked it in, or they actually changed their schedule to fit it in, or they couldn't make it anymore. Whereas compared to the 19 March one, there was actually the same crew. I mean, it's the same crowd, right? Those who wanted to go and were originally able to go, they're the same crowd anyway.
On that same day, so they didn't have to change their schedule.
It was school holidays as well, so I guess that doesn't really help with that crowd. There's a lot of local
there were a lot more younger children. I think it was about half of the
1/3.
sailing capacity, right?
1/3.
1/3 of the sailing capacity were children.
It's quite a lot actually.
It made a huge difference. On maiden sailing there were not so many children. Number one is because it's during weekdays, so most parents didn't intend to take their kids out of school.
I mean, it's not a school holidays anyway.
That's right.
Yeah, so I think there's not much of a point unless you really are that crazy for Disney Cruise, which I mean back then if it was a maiden on the 15th of December, it makes sense because it's during the school holidays. It's close to the Christmas season, the holiday season as well. But not so much of this. This is just a middle of the March.
Yeah, and we could feel in terms of the crowdedness as well. 3008 versus 5004. Even in just around the shopping or just like in general, like food areas, dining areas, right? So during the maiden sailing, we had a table beside us that was empty.
Yeah, and maiden sailing actually was a lot empty in terms of that timing. In fact, we were even on that early dining. Yeah, we went on the later timing for the 4-night cruise, and we felt that the crowd is still more than that of the earlier one.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so indeed there's a lot more people, I think. But the crowd-wise along the streets, all this, definitely yes, it's more crowded for sure. But I mean, it's still okay, honestly. It's not full capacity yet, so probably that's something.
Yeah, it's not at the full 6,000 plus guests on the ship, so still felt okay.
Yeah, I still felt okay, but maybe you'll see again in future whether there's a lot more people. So about the rides part, right? So I think that's something that a lot of people are interested in, right? At the point of the boarding, even for the 4-night cruises, a lot of people are running, hey, is the end cycle coaster running? Is there, the rides are still operation? But unfortunately for both sailings, the iron cycle wasn't running. So there was no point of comparison for us. The only comparison is for the maiden sailing, we got $100 of credits. For the other sailing, we only got 50. That's the only comparison that we
Why
have.
so unfair? Like,
That's
if
how it
they
is.
have decided on $100 credits,
You pay
on the
more
maiden-
for the maiden.
okay, fair enough. But for the rest of the sailings that didn't, when the iron cycle test run wasn't working, they only gave $50.
It's
US
better
credit.
than now. What if you heard it now is that they still can't get on. Like the booking is not that easy to book.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
yet, of course, there's no credits anymore, right?
Because it's up and running.
Yeah, so that's how it is, right? So the iron cycle, we can't really say. We'll come back to this another time when we get on the ship again. Then the other rides actually are okay, honestly. The what is it? Quantum Racer.
Yes. And Groot's Galaxy.
Yeah, those
Spin.
are actually fine, honestly. I don't feel a difference. In fact,
There was no queue. Both cruises that we were on, there was really no
okay,
queue.
granted, the first cruise has a booking system. No
Yes.
queue is okay, fine, it's normal. The second one has no booking system, and yet it felt the same.
Basically, tips are that you should go and take the ride. If you don't want to queue, it's during the midday when the
during
sun
the-
is scorching.
Or even during the evening. I think
Or
I
even
heard
during
evening.
dining time, yeah, so during
evening is fine.
evening.
Yeah, correct. Evening, I think when we walk past on the 4-night cruises, actually there were not much people, you recall.
I
Yeah.
think the main purpose, or rather the main reason why there isn't a queue is because this is like a, Disneyland kind of a Dumbo ride. So if you take it once, you don't feel like the incessant need to go and take it again.
Yeah, not wrong. I mean, there's only
So-
2 rides beside the roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's fine. Honestly, the ride is okay because honestly, it's a different view. How often do you get to take a ride and then you can have the sea view and the view of the ship from there?
It's amazing. Like there was one of the times we actually took it in the evening when it was sunset, and it's really beautiful. Like you can see the golden hues across like cruising. So it's so different when you are in let's say a theme park, Disneyland theme park. You just see crowds, right? And then you also can see the queue literally. But here it's like you entirely lose focus of that, and you just enjoy the sea view.
It's very different. The feel is very different. Yeah, and you get to see the sights. I mean, looking at the Groot Galaxy Spinner, you actually can adjust the ride, go higher, right?
Oh yeah, you can actually control. So that gives you the autonomy.
Yeah, get a higher sight of the sunrise. So definitely sunset, in fact. So you will. I mean, there's no one's blocking you, right? As compared to the normal one. And the crowd. Okay, honestly, the ship is quite big. Right? Honestly, there isn't that much people blocking you. Like even if you were to be on a deck, you want to watch the sunset, it's actually okay because there's enough things to
Area.
entertain people also, right?
Yeah. Then in terms of the other ride, we didn't try the Pim's Quantum Races. Number one, I think it's because it's really a kiddie ride and two of us are like, grown. So
Beyond
and
skill.
it was so slow. Like if the Dumbo ride was slow, we would think that the Pim's Quantum Races is not like a go-kart kind of thing. It's really slow.
It's a kiddie electric car.
It's like if you want to learn how to drive as a child, then yes.
Yeah, I mean it's more like a joy ride for kids rather than an actual thrill ride. I
Thrill
think.
ride. And,
yeah.
and number two is that the cars are really built for smaller people, like younger kids. Albeit the fact that adults can also get on. There are two different seating areas that the child sits in the center and the adults can sit on top. So you can fit two people in one car, but we didn't try that. I think because the speed just wasn't our thing.
Yeah, it's just too slow. I think that really doesn't interest us. But I think we look at the queue, it wasn't that bad honestly. It's still okay.
that's
The
right.
queue was still fine. So I
There
mean,
were
if
still
you're-
adults who took the ride.
Yeah, correct. So if you're concerned more about the queue wise, honestly, I don't think there's much of a difference. Okay, granted that the 3-night sailing has lesser people, right? So that's fine. But I think if it's a normal 3-night cruising, there'll be more people for sure because you have the same amount of people, but lesser time to do everything, right? But honestly, I don't think it's going to be that bad. Like, you have more people, yes, but the ride is only that long. Right? You only need that
is
much
true.
time.
I think they only give you 2-3 laps around it.
Yeah,
at
so
most.
I mean it's if you're interested, it's not that you can't go and take a ride, but it's more like actually it doesn't take that long. The queue won't be that bad, I think honestly. So it's actually still
We're
fine if
just
you're interested.
looking forward to the Iron Cycle test run, honestly.
Yeah, that'll be next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, in terms of whether there are other fun things to do on the ship, besides the rides, there are also slides in the water as well. I mean,
The Woody
on
The Woody and Jessie
yeah, the
slides,
Woody
right?
and Jessie slides. So they do have a height limit. I think we can insert the clip of like what's the height limit.
I can't remember. We mentioned about it in one of the
Yeah, we
earlier
mentioned
clips,
about it. So there were many adults also going on the slide. I think it's a very calm, gentle slide. It's nothing like the Aqua Duck, Aqua Mouse on other Disney ships.
That's more like a theme ride than a
That's right.
Yeah, it's
But for
different.
this one, it's really just
water slide.
a water slide.
Yeah, but it's still not bad honestly. I wouldn't say that you need to go and queue like 50
Anything
minutes.
more than a 15-minute queue.
Yeah, it doesn't
or
make sense. I
anything
think
more
only
than
10 minutes. Yeah, correct. It
Not
doesn't
worth
make
it.
sense. Honestly, I think we walked past the slides I think on other timings as well. I think on the first day somehow there's
There
more
were
people.
more people.
I think everyone's trying to rush to get the ride. After a while, I think people get bored of it. That's a very weird thing here whereby
Yeah.
okay, I'll say it's not a size problem actually. It's more of there are so many things to do on board the ship, right? That the slides are just one thing out of that many things to do. So when people rush on like usual, right, they get on the ship, they want to go for the water slides
Water
because they think
slides.
that's the least people thing. Then they realize that there are so many things on board the ship. They can't do everything. They can't do water slides every day. They have to do the what's the hero training grounds, the
Yeah, Hero Trading Zone. and
Yeah.
then the arcade.
Yeah.
There's so many other things to explore.
Okay, so now we move on to the entertainment part, like the performances, the shows on board. So we know there's a few shows, right? There's Avengers Assemble,
Yep, there's Remember and there's Seize the Adventure.
and then there's Duffy and Friends Ship.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And then the
Baymax Exercise.
BMX Exercise Expo, right? The one that we didn't even get to see finish the whole thing. But anyway, that's
Yeah.
beside the point. Yeah, so the shows are, I think they do repeat. So I've heard on the 3-night, I think for our cruising they didn't really do it, but on the 3-night, usual 3-night one, they have a matinee show in the
Yes,
afternoon, right?
that's right.
Yeah, so they have a show in the afternoon as well. But for our first sailing, I think they didn't bother to do it because there wasn't that much people. Everyone could fit in at the night shows.
The usual schedule, yeah.
Yeah. So in comparison, the crowd wise is actually around the same, honestly, I think. They did try to pack everyone in.
They did.
Yeah.
Maybe just they had more like showings, so it wasn't so crowded.
I think, yes, they have more showings because of 4 nights, there's more.
Yeah, there's more time
Yeah.
for the showings as well. In terms of the show, the production and all that, the first sailing, so on Maiden Voyage, there were a lot more kinks to be ironed out. So during the Seize the Adventure show, there were some general technical issues, and I think the bubbles were not really coming down as what they were supposed to. So we actually knew the difference when we took the second cruise. On the 4-night cruise, the show was pretty much flawless, right?
Yeah, smooth. I mean,
No
okay lah.
issues,
Honestly, right. The point here is that the Maiden one, there's some technical issues to be ironed out, right?
There were.
Everyone is still new. They have not practiced that much. I'll put it that way. There's only that many cycles of shows they've been performing. So by the time we hit the fourth night cruise,
sailing.
fourth sailing, it happens to be a fourth sailing, then it's actually better. I think they are used to that cycle, used to the motion, used to that sequence of events. So definitely on the Maiden one, it kind of loses out based on that. So for the dining rotation system, right? So for the 4 nights one, okay, so there are actually 6 restaurants on board. The 3 nights one and the 4 nights one, technically you rotate around the same restaurants as per what you've been assigned.
Yeah.
So throughout the sailing, you only get one fixed pair of restaurants because they're split into 2. So that means that on board a single sailing, you only get to experience 3 restaurants. The shows are a bit different from the Hollywood as well as the Hollywood Spotlight Club as well as the
Navigators.
Navigators Club. Yeah, I think so. I can't remember the name now.
Yeah,
but
Navigators Club.
Yeah, Navigators Club, right? So there's some difference in the show. So honestly, I think it's a bit sad that you won't get to experience the other show even if you're on board the 4-night cruising, I think.
Yeah, you don't, because there are 6 dining, or rather the 6 restaurants, and you can only do 3 and 3. Like if you want to experience all 6 restaurants, you have to do minimally 2 sailings, and you have to request to be on the other rotation. Let's say if you were placed on the exact same rotation.
It's
personally,
intentional.
Yeah, it's intentional. They want you to come back.
Yeah, I think it's intentional. So we'll just leave it as that. I think it's intentional.
Yeah.
So the rotation wise, I think the 3-night and 4-night sailing is just about the different restaurants. So you don't really get to experience the other restaurants. And the shows don't repeat in the sense that if you are on the first night, let's say like we were on, so we were on the Hollywood Spotlight Club for the first night sailing, right? By the 4th night, we are back in the same restaurant, but there's no repeated shows. So it's just there's no difference. There's no shows.
There was no show.
Yeah, but the menu is slightly different. So that's something like if let's say you decide to book a Palo dinner or some other kind of dinner, and it happens to be on Hollywood Spotlight Club or the Navigators Club, you'll end up missing out on the show because they don't repeat for the first night one. So
that's right.
yeah, I think that's something a bit. It's not the best. Like.
Depends
Yeah.
on, so you have to plan properly on which day you want to book your palo.
Or the premium
Or the
dinners,
Mike
yeah.
and Sully's, the teppanyaki or omakase.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, so
right.
in the 4 nights one, I think there's more opportunity. Technically, in a way, what you can do is you can do a skip the last rotation, the 4th night one, and go for the premium dining. Because that's something that you can do since technically you're on the same venue. The menu is different, fine. Granted, the menu is different, but the venue is the same. Right, on the 3-night one, technically you have to give up a location, but be it the Enchanted Garden, the
We
Animated Salad.
recommend skipping the Pixar Marketplace or the Enchanted Summer Restaurant. The menu wise, it is the same across different rotations, but within the 3 restaurants you are given, I think we prefer that the buffet restaurants.
Yeah, so that's one more thing for the 4-night sailing to take note of, right? We learned through that the 3-night 4-night sailing that actually the Enchanted Summer Restaurant as well as the Pixar one is actually losing out as compared to the other restaurants.
The quality of food somehow it just didn't hit the mark.
Yeah, so if let's say you are on the 4-night rotation, a 4-night cruising, that's something that you want to arrange to avoid a repeat of the Enchanted Summer Restaurant, right? Or the Navigators, not Navigators Club, the Pixar Marketplace. Yeah, so this is something to avoid or something to plan around, right? So when you get on board, you can go and arrange for it. Yeah, but the 3-night one, unfortunately, no matter how you arrange, it's not going to work out. It's the same.
Miss out something. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
so if you want to have a premium dining experience, a 4-night sailing will actually be a better option than a 3-night sailing. So yeah,
if you can do 7 nights in total, I think that's good.
back to back is fine.
Yeah, back to back for 7 nights, I think should be just nice. When we completed our second sailing, I think we've got a good grasp of how the ship is fully like. We've managed to explore almost every area, I would say.
Almost every area.
Almost every area of the ship. So
We didn't
it's
have
a
any
good duration.
premium dining experience.
Yeah, we haven't had that, so that's something that we can look forward to in our future cruisings.
Yeah, so that's something to take note, like spas. We didn't really actually see how the spa is like.
We didn't go to the spa. We didn't
Yeah.
try any of their beauty treatments whatsoever.
So yeah, I mean there are more things to do than you think that are on board the ship. 4-night and a 3-night sailing. If you're thinking, oh, I want to experience everything on board the ship, should I book a 4-night or 3-night sailing? I tell you, don't bother. You need both.
Do both.
At
Whether
least-
it be back to back or whether it be across.
I think honestly,
Time.
if you want to try to squeeze everything in on a 3-night to 3-night and a 3-night, 2 separate bookings, right? There is a way. It's still possible, but it's gonna be very rushed. Like we haven't even watched a Moana show.
Yeah, we have not watched Moana show
Yeah.
because number one, it's just so hot. It's during 10:30,
10 and 11.
10 and 11, somewhere around there, and
Yeah.
the sun is blazing. Like honestly,
Yeah, we probably have to find a way out. But I think we saw from another video that actually they can look at the show from the infinity pool. So
yeah, you can. I think we were at the infinity pool and we could look down, but the main concern is that you can't hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or rather you can, but it's not going to be the same as if you were there.
So I think that's the thing, right? On the 3-night cruising or 4-night cruising, I think the shows I think they only repeat it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
so twice a day for 2 days. So regardless of the sailing, I think it's about the same. I don't think they do additional shows as well as compared.
don't.
Like the Sea's Adventure, the days I think are the same as well. So day 1 or day 2. Then I think for the Remember show on the 3-night, I think there's afternoon show. That for the 3-night cruising, so there's afternoon and evening show. But for the 4-night sailing, they do
It's
both
just
in the
night
evenings.
shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. So that's something that's different between these 2 sailings. So
That's right.
if I think the afternoon shows, I don't know, it seems a bit odd. I like to end my day with a show.
Well, there are matinee shows for a reason. Some people prefer it, but for us, we prefer it at night.
Yeah.
It's like a dessert, for the day, kind
So
of.
for the day, yes. Yeah.
So moving on to the difference between the Maiden Voyage and the 4-night sailing that we did was the special gifts that we received.
Yeah, we received quite a lot of gifts, honestly.
A lot.
Yeah. Whether it's worthwhile or not, I think it really depends on whether you're a collector or not. For us, we appreciate this kind of gifts. I know it's a bit more. A lot of people have, also commented, wow, you're paying quite a bit more. Like, what? I can't remember the price.
Yeah,
difference,
I
but
can't remember the exact price, but the energy is so different. The special, these are limited edition gifts that you are receiving. So we receive things like magnets, passport holders, the cups,
yeah.
the metal cups,
the Q coin.
the Q coin. Every night there was something special.
Yeah, the
right?
TWG and the
The
cookies, right?
TWG tea, like the gummy bears.
Oh yes, the tea gummies.
The tea gummies, and then we had the chocolate covered cocoa beans from Bacha,
Yeah,
and we had the wet dry bag.
the red dry
and
bag, the luggage covers, that
luggage
set.
covers. Yeah, the only gift that was repeated are the Castaway gifts, as well as the Marvel comic book, which we understand it's given during the March sailings.
Yeah, so it doesn't seem to be available anymore,
Yeah,
sadly.
from now April onwards, it's not available.
Yeah, so the Castaway gifts are standard, I think. Honestly, it's the same. It's about the inaugural Castaway gifts. So if you are a Castaway Club member, that means that you have at least sailed once on board any of the Disney ships,
Yeah.
then you will get the gifts. So if you're not, sadly, you don't get the bag, you don't get the lanyard, you don't get anything. Yeah, so we were on the Disney Wonder previously, so we
Yes.
kind of had our status there, started our status there. So that's why on the Disney Adventure we got the bag as well as the lanyards. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, these are not something that is especially only on the Maiden. So those are inaugural gifts. So that's more like, within the first 6 months, the first year of sailing, you'll get the gifts. So that's something that is special, yes, but the Maiden one is actually a really special one whereby you don't get to see it on the other sailings anymore. Like you don't
Not at
receive
all.
it anymore.
Oh yeah, we even got the cookie tin.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that they work with local brands as well. I'm very happy about that.
And just this ship, honestly, I don't know whether they have this for the other ships as well.
Yeah, because on board other Disney cruises, I think they work with international brands. But for here, it's really like they support the TWGT, Bacha Coffee, and then for the cookie tin, it's like Annabella Patisserie. So that's really
more
local brands that they're supporting. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, like I would think that if they are in the US or if they're in Japan with the new ship, they will definitely have some local items as well. It's not
I'm sure.
special to only here. Yeah, like because I think the ship here have TWGT and Bacha Coffee, so that's why I think they tie up to provide the gifts as well. Whereas
Yeah.
compared to like maybe other ships, they'll tie up for other gifts. But yeah, then the gifts, the shopping as well. shirts, right, are actually different. The collectible items are different. So for the maiden sailing, they are maiden items.
Yeah, such as this shirt, the Maiden Voyage shirt.
Yes.
And then on the second sailing, we could still find this one. This one's the inaugural sailing shirt.
Yeah. So I think there's the difference in items that you can't buy the maiden items if you're not a maiden cruising. Like there's a cups,
We had
shirt.
shirts. Oh, there was a bag as well, the reversible tote bag.
Yeah. The point is that there are some maiden items that you can only get on board. It's a bit special, the cap as well. It's a bit special. You don't see it on the other sailings
Yeah, there
anymore.
was a cap, there was a bucket hat. What else was there?
Okay, don't need to list everything out.
Yeah.
You can watch the video to find more. Yeah, but anyway, these are the things that are different. So if you're looking for like, oh wow, I want to collect some special maiden items, you have to book the maiden cruise sadly. If not, find someone who booked the maiden cruise and go on board and buy for you. So
Yeah, take orders from them before they
not
sail.
recommended. Not recommended. You know how crazy the crowd was when we got on board.
Yeah, we had to queue just to get in, number one. Number two, you had to queue to pay.
Yeah. So I think for the if you wanted to get more of the collectible items, I think unfortunately the queuing to pay doesn't go away because you need to make sure that you get items on the first night of sailing so that you secure the goods, because on the later sailing things can be sold out. So I mean the second night onwards, even for the maiden sailing, actually there are not much crowd there. A lot of things are actually still available, honestly.
Yeah, there were. They did restock it from the back. But I think on our second sailing, there were items that weren't restocked.
Maiden
some
stuffs
weird
are
reason.
out for sure.
Maiden stuff, no. We were in contact with people who were still doing back-to-back from the maiden sailing and the next sailing. And we heard that basically the Maiden Voyage merchandise is just only for the first sailing. On the second sailing, they removed everything. Perhaps there was spare, but they removed everything.
So that's like exclusive, right? But the
Exclusive.
inaugural items are still there.
Still on there.
Yeah.
But there were certain things like the cruise bag, the Loungefly cruise bag that we were.
But that's more of the
On the
day
second
1, day
cruise.
2, day 3 comparison.
Yeah,
right?
it's like it's not between the Maiden versus the 4-night cruising.
So honestly, if you wanted the non-maiden, non-inaugural stuff, as a standard recommendation as well, go earlier on the cruise.
Day one
yes,
of your
like,
sailing.
go and buy them instead of waiting until the last day, because stocks are limited. Like we have seen on Disney Wonder as well, stocks can be limited. Like they may bring some things back on the last day or second last day, but
yeah, all
but
the
that's
sizes that you are wearing. Yeah, so on day one, let's say if you are wearing a very popular size like medium, just grab it on the first day. You don't have to wait till your third day to buy it, because medium may run out of stock. They may still have the clothes, but maybe in an XL size or XS size.
Yeah. So I think most important for you all might be thinking after we talk about all these things, right? Is it worthwhile to go on the maiden, the 3-night one, or the 4-night non-maiden one? So I think let's break this into segments, right? The maiden and non-maiden first, because I think Disney Adventure is slightly special. They do short sailings, whereas compared to the other ships around the world, I think they don't really do that short sailing that
No,
often.
minimally like 4-night cruise.
7
They don't do
nights cruise,
3-night,
5 night.
5-night cruise.
Yeah, so that's the special part. Okay, so we talk about the maiden and non-maiden one, which maybe more for future planning, right? So the maiden, I think there's a premium to it. Definitely, we know there's a premium to usually the maiden sailing as compared to the non-maiden sailing. But I feel that the maiden sailing has the premium and it's worth the premium.
It is. Really, because the energy level is so different and the passengers on board are so different as well. You get really enthusiasts and you feel so much more immersed in the whole experience, I guess.
There's more excitement, the build up to that actual sailing itself. There's more
Even from
hype.
door decorations as well. The maiden sailing door decorations were insane. Like people plan for the cruise, and the gifts that we receive on board the cruise are also very different. And then on the 4-night sailing, I guess there were a lot of people who just maybe they're not seasoned cruisers.
There are
and
still people who decorate their room, and those are seasoned cruisers. It's not that there isn't.
there
It's just
are
that
still
lesser.
Yeah, they're just lesser and
Yeah. I mean, like I think remember we saw a door that actually they started sailing from all the way from Japan to Singapore, and then they were only until after our 4th cruise.
yeah, they put in because all their sailing dates, right? They had like a magnet
The pass,
prepared.
the key to the world card. right?
Yeah,
they put it in and then
correct.
display it. But anyway, that's something, right? So that if you are flying in on a maiden journey, it doesn't mean that you only need to do the maiden. You can just do maiden and then the sailings after that to get the full experience of ship. I mean, if you're flying so far, for us, we stay in Singapore, it doesn't really make
Yeah, we don't have to be doing back to back, because I think it's just a good break from work just to do like a 3-night or a 4-night cruising.
it's convenient
As
for
and when,
us.
yeah.
It's not as if like we are flying to a destination. You take even let's say 3-4 hours flight, right?
Yes.
There's still time.
You don't have to pack, you don't have to worry about flights,
Yeah.
luggage.
For us, that's the difference, right? So if
Yeah.
let's say we were to do a maiden cruising in US or Japan, right? The more likely than not, yes, you will still book the maiden. I think we
Yeah.
probably will still book the maiden, but we will not just go for maiden alone and then that's it. Probably might do a back to back if we have the time for it.
Yeah. Just in the fact that you have to fly over there. So the cost involved is so different. For us, it's just a less than an hour journey to get to the cruise center.
On the public transport,
On
not
public
even
transport,
not
yeah,
even private
exactly.
transport.
So I mean,
Yeah.
Singapore is small.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But then honestly, Singapore is also expensive. That makes more sense for people to stay on the ship than not. Like hotels
per
in-
night rate. Let's say if you are booking Disney cruise for foreigners who are traveling here, if you are staying, let's say if you go for a 4-5 star hotel and you're staying in Singapore on land, it does have a similar price compared to booking and staying one more night on the Disney cruise.
I mean,
And food included some more on the cruise.
if you're comparing to a comparable level of hotel service, right, you're probably paying about 200 to 300 USD per night
Yeah,
for the
exactly.
stay. So if you are looking at a 3-night cruises, that's about 600, 700, 800 USD.
Yeah, that's what we were hearing. Like, people were complaining, I mean, tourists, they were complaining that the hotels in Singapore were expensive.
I mean, you can
They
stay-
rather do back to back on the cruise.
You can stay in a cheaper hotel or to save
Yeah,
money.
I mean, there are hotels that are like less than 100 Sing dollars.
Yeah, but that's something that at least you're aware, right? That it does make sense sometimes to say, oh, I'll stay longer on the ship, but you miss out on the attractions.
Not wrong. There are a
Yeah.
lot of things to do in Singapore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of fun things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess in terms of whether we found it more meaningful to stay, to book a maiden cruise or versus a 4-night cruise,
Non-maiden one.
non-maiden, I would say the maiden cruises are a lot more meaningful because you get a different kind of experience, but not discounting the 4-night sailing as well, because it was new. I mean, the ship is still new and everything is still really, I would say, still very fun, and people are generally very excited for the cruise.
So I think the main thing is actually the maiden and non-maiden one, also to what you're trying to say, right? Is the experience of the crew is actually different. Like the shows are more well oiled.
Yes.
The sequence of the events of the food is okay. I
They
won't say
know
its food is
better,
better,
yeah.
honestly. Food, I think, is
No,
actually
on
the same.
On food, on the maiden was slightly better. I
Yeah.
felt that there were certain ingredients missing on the second
I think
sailing
it's
that we
because
had.
there are more crowd, so they might have missed out stuff, honestly.
Yeah,
but so
perhaps.
it's, I guess to that point, it's a bit odd here, whereby the food wise, okay, for the entertainment first, right? Entertainment, definitely non-maiden is better than the maiden.
Yeah.
It's more
They are really-
organized.
yeah,
it's
smoothened
better,
up.
correct. But the food wise, like you say, I think it's more of the crowd, right? Because of maiden, there's lesser crowd.
people.
They have time to go and slowly.
And I think the bosses are also on board.
Yes, there's a lot of big bosses on the ship and the
Yeah.
maiden one, but not so much on the non-maiden one. So that's something to be aware of as well. That there's some good and bad. Like food-wise, we know, at least from our experience on Disney Adventure, the maiden one actually is better. The
Yeah.
non-maiden one is still good. It's just that it's not as good as the maiden one. So
Yeah.
that's, I think, something that I think no one actually mentioned
No
about.
one mentioned before,
Yeah, maybe it's just special this ship, right?
Yeah.
We won't know.
but in general, you can't go wrong with the food. It's just amazing. I love the inclusion of Asian food. Yeah.
Okay, so now the 4-night and the 3-night one. What do you think of it? Like, okay, I'll say first. I think.
Yeah, you say first. I need some time to think.
I think 4-night and 3-night, honestly, there are difference in duration, but the problem here is regardless of the 4-night or 3-night, you're not going to be able to cover the whole cruises. So the 4-night, just for Disney Adventure, the 4-night is more focused on the weekend sailing. The 3-nights one are on the weekday sailing. So that's something like if you are a tourist, it may not affect you, but for more locals, this will affect you based on the leave plans you have to take, right? But it's still, the thing is that a 4-night cruise, even if it's 4-night cruise, you won't have enough time to look at everything, go through everything, right? At least 2 cruises to go through everything. So like if let's say you have the time, you have the ability, a back-to-back is fine, a 4-night, 3-night, or you go for a separate one, right? If let's say you don't have that much of time, you do 2 different cruising, regardless of 3 nights or 4 nights one, there's still more chances for you to fully experience a ship on board. So like after, okay, let's say if you're doing a back-to-back, you may not want to do the shows again. You may not want to do the Group Galaxy Spinner again, for example.
Yeah, we didn't even go to watch the Avengers Assemble on our second sailing.
Yeah. So that's sometimes you free up to actually go and look at other stuff. And that's where when the crowd actually is less as well. People are either in the dining or watching a show. So with repeat cruising, you get, in a way, more time to actually explore the rest of the ship. And lesser crowd during those times. Like, for example, like the show, right? Like you said, we went to Cosmic Kebab. It was practically empty.
Yeah, so there was only maybe 2 other people.
Yeah, so that's something, I guess, if you really go on a repeat cruising, right, then yes, you get to see it. But if you're talking about just a 4-night, 3-night, if you really want to experience that, you might have to give up something, and I don't think it's worthwhile, honestly. Like the shows are really good. The main dining room, most of them are good. Okay, the main dinner rotations, most of them are good.
Yeah,
right?
fantastic. Really, a lot of the food were things that we would order again and again. Yeah. Shout out to Seabass. I love Seabass.
You love the food, yes.
I love the food.
For a moment, I thought Seabass sound cruel, but okay.
No. The Seabass like the dish.
Yes. Yeah. So your turn. What do you think about the 4-night and 3-night?
I think that you have to do both. If time permits and budget permits, you have to do. Basically, 4 nights are not enough. That's what I'm trying to say. You can do 4 nights if you have the budget and all. If the budget permits and time permits, then do a longer cruising, be it 3+3 or 4+3. It makes sense to really explore the ship a little bit more, because you don't have to do back-to-back if you are staying in Singapore. You can just do, again, another date. But yeah, 3 nights and 4 nights by itself, not enough.
The shows, the food-wise, I would think the 4-night has a different type of menu. The 4th night does provide additional samplers of the things that you can try. Like
you can do a little bit more. Let's say you can try out all the food options.
Because lunch also has a different menu that we didn't really explore all the lunches on board.
We still haven't tried all the food on board.
Yeah. So I think if you only can do one, of course do the 4-night one. One thing, yes, it's more expensive, but it's over a weekend. There might be more crowd or not, but you get more time to experience everything rather than having to go on board again. But yes, still one cruising is not enough. It's not enough, right? So if you want to do a 4-night with a 4-night pairing, I think that's fine as well. Go on board, give it a try, experience everything, use a placeholder, book on a placeholder on board.
You get 10% off your next sailing.
Yeah, correct. Then you use that to book your next sailing. I think there's nothing wrong with that. It's a good
It's a really good way to get, honestly, for Disney to earn money and for people to, put in
commitment to
holidaying again with them.
Yeah,
smart.
Yeah.
I think, even if we have done 4 nights plus 3 nights, we do plan to go back again. It's just really fun. We haven't finished walking every single thing. Most of the things, I would say 90% we're done, but there are still things that we haven't tried, like the paid dining. We haven't tried their bubble teas, their boba and brews. I would say the Iron Cycle test one is the main reason why we want to go again.
But honestly, I have no high hopes for that.
Yeah, we may not be able to book it, but we'll try.
We'll see.
Yeah.
In conclusion, right, I think the Maiden one and non-Maiden one, we feel that it does actually make a difference, right? There is a premium to it, yes. It's worthwhile to get the Maiden one. There's only one Maiden cruising.
Way worthwhile.
Right? Yeah. Then I think the 3 nights and the 4 nights cruising, honestly, it's not much of a difference. It's really based on the leave plan you can or the time you have. Like, if you're flying in, if you're going to buffer more days, I don't think the 4-night or 3-night makes sense. Like, you probably want to do at least a 4-night one. I think that's fine. If you're a local, not that far away, then I think a lot of things depend on your leave plans, right? If you're on a 3-night cruising, they are mostly on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You return back on a Thursday. So you do have to take at least 2 days, 2.5 days of leave in that case. Whereas a 4-night one, technically what you do is you also take 1.5 day or 2 days at most because of the Thursday and Fridays leave, right? Monday, technically you're back in Singapore. So if in that case we'll do more, you'll see that we will prefer more of the 4-night cruising just because it's over the weekends. Yes, there's a premium to it, but it does, I mean, one thing is because you're traveling and making content, right? We can't really keep going on the weekday cruising as well. And it's, weekends feels like an extended weekend. I guess it gives a different feel. It's not
it
as
gives
if
you a break from like work.
because honestly, if let's say you are on the weekday cruising, so what happens is like what, on a Saturday, Sunday, you have time to pack as well. So I guess if you are really busy, that kind of helps with that planning and packing as well.
Oh,
so
that's for sure.
Yeah, so we can't actually put a finger to 4 nights or 3 nights better, but for experience wise, the 4 nights gives you more time to experience everything, and that's really the biggest difference that I think we'll see here.
And highly recommend the Maiden. Like if you can, if time permits, everything works out for you, stars are aligned, go for the Maiden. Like that's number one. I think we are looking forward and hoping that we can do more Maiden voyages in the future.
The WhatsApp group that we have between the Maiden and the Non-Maiden one is quite ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, until
So different.
now, unfortunately or fortunately, the
Yesterday-
chat is still buzzing.
999 plus messages.
Yes, so in case that's not convincing you, I can tell you the WhatsApp group is still buzzing until now.
Shout out to our Maiden friends.
So yes, so in case you're wondering, the Maiden cruises are really a different breed. Until now, they can talk about it. Like they are planning for the next Maiden,
Yeah, they're planning for the 2029
Japan one, and they're planning for the
Disney Belief.
Yeah, it's quite amazing how these people plan ahead. But the community is very different, and you get to really meet a lot of different. I think the international audience does make a difference. If
Hype
it makes
people.
a different culture, they bring the culture over as well, like the Disney culture from the other ships in as well.
Oh, that's for sure.
So
Yeah.
it's something that you will only experience it when you get on the Maiden, where everyone flies in just because it's the Maiden one.
And everyone, not everyone, but like many people were just like they were flaunting their Maiden Voyage shirts on board different Disney cruises. So it'd be like Maiden Voyage Disney Treasure, or like Maiden Voyage Disney Wish, whatever it is.
Yeah,
they
then
were
you-
flaunting it.
And then you see their place cards on their door. They'll have cruise, over 20 over cruises. And that's where
Yeah.
you really see there's tons of pearl status.
Pearl, so many pearl.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing. Honestly, the benefits of her isn't that big as compared to other cruise lines, but it's still a benefit to that. I think people do really go back on Disney because of how their experience have been. Honestly, the Disney Wonder was not the best way to start off the Disney experience. I think one thing is the ship is a lot older as compared to Disney Adventure. So a lot of these facilities are not the best, or the crew are not the best.
Same, I would say.
The assignment level is different. It's just a normal job. It's not a day-to-day job to them as compared to the Disney Adventure. When they sign on, they intentionally want to start off the new ship. The level the excitement is different as well.
True for the crew, but I feel that, I mean, we are going a bit off tangent here. In general, I still prefer having adult-only activities. So that's one thing that I loved about Disney Wonder. We had things to do even past 11.
Trivia,
Trivia,
some kind of shows.
performances.
Yeah, but we don't
comedy.
see. Yeah, like there are trivia events for adults only. Not saying that it's very adult themed, but
They weren't like risque or like crude in any way.
yeah,
but
there
it's
are
still
some
Disney.
tilts to it, honestly, but it's the exclusivity that makes it feel a bit different. Like you are not having to compete, like say for trivia with the kids. You
Oh, that's true. It's
Yeah.
just within adults, and then there was less shouting and noise, I guess. But on board Disney Adventure, we were trying to find adult-only activities. There weren't, basically. But it doesn't detract us from the whole experience, I would say.
It does to me. I think to me, it makes a difference whereby there is I won't say exclusive retreat, but there is a place where it's more quieter.
Yeah.
It's quieter. It's more relaxing as compared to just a crowd. Like,
Petition to make the infinity pool adults only.
yeah, right in below.
Yeah, please comment down below if you actually like the infinity pool to be adult only.
I mean,
Not
like,
that Disney will actually see our channel, but
yeah. But then the point here is, it's about the feedback, right? To how Disney can tilt
improve or help
in their future.
regardless of whatever their passengers demographics are like, to enjoy a space of their own. I mean, Vibe, there's Edge, there's Oceania's Club, there's It's a Small World Nursery. These kids have their own space. You know, for us, there's...
It's the odd part whereby if you're a family, you bring your family on board, kids have their own area, then what about adults?
Yeah.
Weird, right? Don't you want, if I drop my kids at the kids area, I want myself to go to the adults area.
With no kids.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of dropping my kids off as well, right? It's one of the reasons I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
if not,
besides Palo, for sure.
yeah, if not, then I'll just go to any other place, right?
Yeah, because
The
whether
pool
it's
will-
your own kids or whether it's someone else's kids, there will still be kids around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a really good idea to have kids clubs. I 100% agree with that, and I think it's fun to let them have their own space. But yeah, let's have more adult spaces in Disney cruises as well. Yeah, that brings us to the end of our video, I think. Thank you so much for listening. If you have stayed with us all till the end, we love you. Thank you so
We've
much.
rant a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a long video, but yeah. Hopefully you get enough information for you to decide on you want to book a maiden cruise in future or not, as compared to the 4-night and 3-night cruises. But anyway, if you have any more questions, I think you can just drop us a comment. Let us know what's your questions, right? I think we are very open to like replying to you. Like, if anything you think that we need to cover more, let us know. You may do another video on this in the future as well. Because I think that's how we feel that actually there are more benefits to answering what you are interested in rather than what we want to say.
Yeah, so let us know what you want to hear from us. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Like and subscribe.
Yep. Remember to
See you.
subscribe, then you will know our next video, right? If not, you'll miss
Yeah,
out.
and turn on the notifications bell.
Yep. Okay. Right. See you.
See you.